Hello and welcome everyone to another Let's Play of Ultimate ADOM Caverns of Chaos. So, promised last time that I'm going to show something different, and we are going to create someone skilled in sword fighting and magic this time. So we're going to go with Gila because she gives us some much necessary martial skill points, a high elf to regenerate more mana, and going for a wizard to regenerate even more spell points. Long blades are better than axes this time because they offer the parry ability that allows us to defend against attacks. So we're going full defensive here in Pyromancy, and we're going to call her Rhiza. But this is not all that we want to show off. No, there's still no quests in the game at this point, but this is something we're working on. And you've seen our gameplay before. What we haven't shown off, which we're really proud of, is our ASCII mode. We also have a 3D ASCII mode, but for this one, we are going to stay in 2D classic puristic mode. That's a fireball to the face of the poor kobold here. And we need the small shields. We are very, very weak. We are very fragile. We don't have many hit points. Treasure's always good, and there's a bone to throw around. Who knows what they're going to need for? So, because we're a wizard and a high elf, we regenerate power points rather quickly, but spells right now are still very expensive. As we said before, there's no balance done in the game yet. This is something we're going to work on once we have a more stable alpha, but let's see how far we can get. At least we have a trusty blade in our hands. Rather fry the kobold down there before it starts shooting at us. Our only weakness is arrows, because we can't parry arrows. You probably saw that the firebolt is doing some extra damage, so we're going to equip a short bow here, because, there's an orc teleported, ran into a teleportation trap. We equipped a short bow here because we are an elf after all. As a female character, our dexterity is quite good as well, so while we're not going to do as much damage with arrows as a proper archer, it should help in case we need to save our spell points. A couple of sturdy walls here. Oh, very good. This is what we need. Now we have more spell points left. We're not a very good sword fighter yet, and we're not a very good archer, but for a goblin it's good enough. Picking up the stray arrow that we shot. And down we go. So everything is an ASCII. You can mouse over everything still to see what's going on there. As you can probably see, we could set the torch, the door on fire, because we have a special ability from the Pyromancess skill that allows us to burn things that are made of wood and are in our way. This is not necessary at this point, though. Whoa. That's a lot of people shooting things at us. Now we are slowly running out of spell points, so let's not waste our last spell points on these poor goblins and kobolds, and see if we can get, with skill of blades and our archery abilities. It's close at least, but we're very close to leveling. Oh, someone shot themselves. Well, playing it risky here. And that's enough, and that's our level. So let's quickly invest in a couple of more skills. We are now regenerating health much faster because we are Pyromancess. While Hydromancy gives more protection, Pyromancy allows us to channel our inner fire much more efficiently, which helps us regenerate health, which we need a lot of because, you know, being a fragile high elf is not very good. We also picked up some athletics here to get more hit points, and we hope that this is going to be enough to survive for a little bit longer. And down it goes. As you can see, we're regenerating health points now much faster than before. That red was a bit hard to see. As you can probably see, the new part of our lightning. Oh, there was someone doing a trap. Pushing items into the trap, which disabled it. Thanks, Goblin. Very helpful. If you played the original ADOM, you've probably seen most of the icons that we're reusing for the ASCII version. Oh, hello, Joe Carr. Of course we're going to help you find the book. It's not like we have use for this ourselves. And who knows what the gold coins are going to be good for in the long run. Hobgoblin. Now, these are tricky creatures. They're quite tough. Let's see if we can light it up. Oh, it's burning now. Perfect. I didn't seem to realize that we were the ones who set it aflame. Well, that'll teach him. And a medium shield is better than a small shield. We're not shield experts. Shield is one of the new skill trees that are going to be in the game very soon. I hope to be able to show them off next week. But for now, we're going to enjoy the basic protection that is something heavy metal in our hands. So, of course, Auto-Explore still works. Even if that one just led us into a trap. An archery duel of high skill versus very high skill. And this was a trap. The stone fell on our head. Well, thankfully it was a one-time thing. More traps. When we're nimble elves, we can dodge this. Not like the clumsy humans. Ah, it's a teleportation trap. Oh, we've been here before. Let's see where Auto-Explore gets us. We're not quite well equipped enough to handle lots of orcs, but the goblin at least is not a problem. Nice. Fearsome elven archery skills. Hello, new friend. Now let's see where the exit was. Oh, all the way over there. No, sorry, still haven't found your book. Oh, I thought there was an exit here. I must have been wrong. So one of the problems with just having a strength of 8 is that damaging walls becomes much more difficult. As we said last week, it also is a thing about the weapon. Well, that doesn't do anything. Let's go for the long way then. Not much to see here. So, as you probably saw the time when I cast Firebolt. Oh, there's a metal cap. That's helpful. Anything that protects us from blows and traps to the head is going to be useful. That the spells deal damage to the floor along the way. This is because floors are something that can be damaged as well, especially by powerful spells. And you may have seen this in one of our old videos, that the floor can turn into lava and other unpleasant things if you damage it enough. So be careful of casting around like a madman, unless you can jump really fast. We don't need that health yet. So let's see. Oh, yeah, that's a tricky thing to do. Thankfully, our Firebolt will bypass several monsters and damage them all in a row. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but it's going to be enough for some goblins. Oh yeah, there's a lot of them. Just pick the last target, and there we go. That costs us all of our mana, but the last two goblins, especially since the one was burning already, didn't take much more effort. Now we have to wait a bit though. But again, thanks to being a high elf and a wizard, we are regenerating power points quite speedily, even without the need of potions which haven't been implemented yet. So grabbing a couple of weapons in case we want to dig through walls after all, because weapons are now getting damaged when interacting with walls. And there's another trapped room, but thankfully this one is also only full of rats. So yeah, we don't have any mana for this and our power points, but it's just rats, right? So what can go wrong? Yeah, that's a level up. No. Our trusty metal cap protects us from things like rats. We should be more or less safe here. We're powerful enough now. Especially since we parried the occasional blow. As long as they're not archers, we can handle this. And thanks to our increased health regeneration. Oh yeah, let's go for the Hour of Flames. Lava is always a good thing. It's also a very dangerous thing as long as we're not yet fire immune, which we will be if we progress down the Pyromancess skill tree. For protection purposes, we're going to invest a single point in Hydromancy. The ice armor is really good, even if only temporary. Alright, thus equipped, we're safe to venture downstairs. And this is where we're going to end today. Please tune in next week when we continue to explore the Caverns of Chaos. Thank you very much, and don't forget to subscribe. And sign up for our alpha if you want a chance to join and help us test the game. Thank you very much.